Welcome back to Replay of the Month. I am here with Kavi. How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent. I'm actually learning a new race and becoming slightly good at it.
You're not
But
doing
I'm still
bad.
terrible.
You're not
I'm,
doing bad.
well, yeah. If I can only do one thing, and if they do anything, then I lose. But if they're good, I lose.
No, I think I watched your what is it? Uh,
I feel like I know how
Win
to
rate.
control the moves now.
Your win history today. You're really kicking ass actually. Like, you have like a basically a sheet of green on Terran. So let's see how that
Memorizing the
goes.
build is good too.
Yeah, I think if you just like went through it one more time, like the build that we talked about, and you just watched it and see like exactly when this building should drop, and like when you should be banking minerals for like the next thing, I think you would improve even more. But this month it's February. It is February 2020, and we are in I think maybe like the fourth or fifth episode of Replay of the Month. I've got a ZVZ this month against Improvido when I was still playing on North America.
It's
Now,
a leap year, so you'll have to wait 4 years before you can do this again.
yeah, this is true. This is the one in 4 years that I'll be able to do actually. So, he's opening up with a standard hatch gas pool, and I'm actually doing a different hatch pool gas. I'm going to do a gasless opener into kind of a roach push, a macro build. But I should have lost this game numerous times, and this is maybe like the most. I don't know. This is the most.
Well, you're already
One of the
ahead.
most
Oh,
insane. One of the most insane
no,
games
no,
I've
you're
had.
not.
Yeah. Of ZVZ, it's actually very fun to play. If right now in Korea, I'm playing on the Asian ladder, and it's a little bit
I'm
more
proud
aggressive.
of you. I'm proud of you on that ladder. That's not a fun ladder to play.
It's not
And
easy.
but I'm proud of you because I think if you can learn it, even though it's more aggressive and it's not as fun, you could become really good and it will start to become fun.
Yeah, I think so too. I just have to figure out how to stop a lot of the cheese and the all-ins, because that was my big issue. Like, I used to be able to never ever beat a Protoss that was cannon rushing me at all. And the replay that the game that you watched today, where I beat the Protoss, that is the second time I've done something like that.
That was
So,
very enjoyable.
I'm
to
getting-
watch. That was probably my favorite game to watch like this week.
Yeah, it was almost going to be my replay of the month this week, but this game was amazing. I really enjoyed this game. That was kind of just like a standard if they cannon rush you kind of build, which is why I didn't do it for game of the month or replay of the month. I wanted to do something a little bit more special, but yeah, for this build, I basically open up without any lings, and I just try to see how many workers he's got on his natural. I come in and I see that he's got like 4 workers here, and I'm like, okay, he's not doing any massive rush or all in, or even get into his main. I don't see any evolution chamber or anything like that, so I know he's not trying to rush anything. I see he's got a third base over here, so I'm feeling very comfortable that I could just do my standard build, and I don't have any lings actually. I have just 3 queens right now, just about to pop my 3rd queen. Plug my hole in the wall, and then I'm just going to drone up to 44 as fast as I can. So kind of just
Plug it.
a weird build, just kind of a standard build. But my layer is almost finished, and he is just about to start his layer. He hasn't started it yet because he's got ling speed instead, and he's making some lings and things. So he's not as efficient as my build is. But he's playing standard actually, stock standard. Mine's a little bit of a weird hybrid build. So his advantage is he has a 3rd base before I have my 3rd base by pretty substantial time, but I'm about to go take mine here as soon as I start making roaches. So I've got +1 and roach speed. They're going to finish right at the same time. +1 takes longer than roach speed, so I started earlier. It's already 36 seconds in when this one's just 12 seconds. So starting this 20 seconds earlier, these will both finish right about the same time. So that's why I do it that way. Now on his side of the map, we're finally getting into the lair. Finally getting into his lair, and he's also going roaches behind this. He is not droning his 3rd. I should have checked this a little bit earlier, and the fact that I didn't know that he wasn't droning his 3rd is a bit of an issue that I almost cost me the game. Also, this bad boy here, you will see he is kind of an important role in this.
Does he scout with it by dropping little guys once in a while?
No,
Like
he does
little
something.
wings?
He does something very different.
Oh, okay.
This building here. the Nidus. So I don't know this is going on. I don't see this over here. And right at 5 minutes, I always push across the map. I have 14 roaches. I'll have exactly 14 roaches. And it's time for me to push across the map. And I try to go and cancel his third. This is this push. And while I'm doing that, I'm droning my third base. So I've got 14 roaches. And if you look at my production here, I'm going to be going through a... I'm starting to drone. I'm starting to drone right now, and this is coming in right now. So
there she blows.
Yes, you will see that this is an issue. So I am in his third. I'm like, attack his third. Attack his third.
The Titanic has just struck the
Yeah,
iceberg.
yeah, and then I hear this. I'm like, oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good. So me, I'm like, fuck, run home. Shit, abandon the natural. My hive, my layer's in here. But we're both on the same amount of workers, but I'm way up on 50 now because I was droning. I was droning this whole time because I didn't know that this was going on. So I'm kind of just like,
your base is like,
shit.
but we're on an unsinkable ship. It can't be happening.
Yeah, it's rough. So I've got roaches now. We've got 19 to his 16, but he's got some queens in. I've got a great arc here. I've got a really fantastic
beautiful.
arc. Yeah. So I take a great fight. I take a really nice fight here. I've got +1 and he's got nothing. So he's just trying to go for the roach numbers based on my upgrades. So I'm starting to break him. I'm pulling all my queens up and stuff too. And because I've got the +1, mine are just doing better. So if you look, I'm still making roaches, but I'm on about 48 workers. I used a couple to put into these extractors here to start those extractors up. And I'm trying to restart my main.
Yeah, because you need the gas from the main.
Yeah, I need the minerals and the gas and the larva. I need everything from this. So he's already dropped 2 creep tumors in my base. If we go back to his side, he is basically
But
not
he's not
done.
mining anything at all from his third. So
No,
you
exactly.
guys are even.
No, I'm ahead. I've got 46. He's on 37 workers.
Oh,
So I'm ahead. So now I'm like,
base-wise,
I'm basically dead though at this point. Like I lost my layer, so I can't advance my tech into like hydras. I can't start getting into infestation pit. I have to like literally start over. So there it is. I'm starting my layer again. I don't know that he's still not droning his third at all. This is like, at this point from my vision, I'm like, okay, well, he's probably got this fully saturated at this point, and I'm dead. I'm just trying, he's just coming to see if like, there's any way possible for me to still lose. But he's got these, I see him move these, what are they called? Yeah,
honestly,
I see
Master
that.
Players, like when I watch Master Plays on Twitch, it's their scouting
Yeah.
is next level. Like I know you scout, but they scout and get the information. You're not scouting
Constantly.
right now.
Yeah, I'm not scouting at all. I'm just kind of like sitting. So he's gonna put a Nidus up here again. My queen isn't shooting it for some reason. Lazy beast. But I'm blocking him here. Pushing back. Yeah, so I need to work on my scouting. I know that's one of my biggest issues I have right now. So again, he's up here. He's got all these roaches that are gonna pop into my natural again, into my main again. And I'm like, God Christ.
That queen should be fired.
Yeah, I know, right? She didn't do anything. So I'm just kind of like, okay, we need to get in.
That's
I've
so
got
weird, 'cause,
spines.
Like, how did they get in there without the queen scene?
Because, yeah, I know, right? It was like, I thought it was fine. So I finally see that he's got these creep tumors in here. I'm like, okay, he got the creep tumors down. You can't drop it again.
Okay. That's how that.
Yeah, he saw the creep tumors. So I'm like, okay, we're going to just drop. We're just going to be defensive. We're just going to
I was
turtle
gonna
up.
say if it was an overlord. But it wasn't an overlord.
So I'm just trying to clear up his overlord vision. So he sees my overlord here. I'm just going to try to clear up so he can't drop any more, what are they called? Any more Nidus in my base or anything. And I'm on 49 workers. He's on 48 workers. I have no idea about his third base, how many workers are on it. I haven't scouted. This is why I'm not doing very well. But I'm thinking I'm totally fucking dead. I'm totally fucking dead. Like, the only thing I can possibly do now is get an economy. He's gonna keep trying to Nidus me. I'm trying to stay, like, defensive and like, walk around, but I'm getting supply block constantly. I'm just, like... I'm getting stressed. Stressed out.
The stress is strong with this one.
Yeah, it is. So, I see this down here. Kill that. Now, I see him coming into my main. And there's another Nidus down here. So I'm like, okay, we got to kill that. Then we got to get the hell up front. And I'm like, okay, we lost the Roach Warden. I was like, okay, we are pretty much fucked.
GG.
We were pretty much fucked. So I drop a Spire. I drop a Spire.
Okay, good call.
I drop a Spire. I'm like, okay, well, we can't do anything now. So
You're a Hail Mary.
yeah, I'm like, we dropped a Roach Warden, we dropped a Spire. I am on a pretty decent worker count, 57, because he's just now starting to saturate up this third, and mine's been pretty much fully saturated for forever. My main is just, I'm starting to take this now. I'm like, okay, well, we gotta just try. This is our only hope. So we're gonna be able to make some more roaches. I haven't started any upgrades. I'm just starting them now. Kind of just stressed out, but I'm gonna spend all of my gas on Ravagers, and then I'm just trying to make workers. So I'm finally in here. I'm like, okay, he's got a saturated third. I'm clicking on his stuff. I'm seeing that he only has +1 right now. So I do know that he only has +1, and I am on 2. I'm on 1-1. So I do have a better upgrade advantage right now, but he keeps killing my overlords. I'm supply blocked for forever. He's got 128 army where I'm only on 83. So I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die right now. Like, let's get.
Yeah.
I see that he's coming. I'm like, we need to move the spines down. So I take the spines from the natural. I move them down, and then I'm like, okay. Just try to fight with the spines. Fight him into a choke point. Spread my army out as much as I can. I'm like, just wait for him to come in and just stay defensive. I'm trying to saturate this base up here. I'm trying to get this base because my main is mining out. My natural's starting to mine out. I do have some mutas on the way. So I'm starting to make a couple mutalisks because I'm still afraid of his Nidus, right? I want to clear up his overlords that are around my base. So I've made like just a couple mutalisks, and I'm like, okay, now we're going to spend our gas. Yep, so I see that. I see this over here. I'm like, okay, well, we need to defend this base. I can sack this base. So yeah, we send the mutas over to that, and we're trying to zone him away. So now he sees I have mutas.
2 or 3 things attacking those, right? Or, I mean, not mutas, but...
Yeah. So he's trying to push in. I've got 1-1. I'm about to get 2-2, but he's got 1-1 now. But I've got the concave slightly.
The thing, too, is if his whole army is here, he's not sending stuff through the Nidus.
Yeah, exactly. So he kills a lot of my army. Kills a lot of my army, right? So I'm like, oh, Christ. He's still Nidusing. I'm sending mutas across. I'm like, I just need time. I just need time. So I've got some mutas over in his main base. I'm like, I'm fucking dead. Like, this guy's got 140 workers right now. Actually, I'm ahead on workers right now. I'm doing a terrible job scouting this base.
You must assume that you're worse off than you are.
So I send the mutas home.
You must assume he has 5 bases and he has only 3.
Exactly. If you look at my map vision, if you look at my map vision, I only know that this, and I just see more and more shit streaming across the map. So I'm like, oh, fuck.
I'm super curious if... I don't know.
So I see that these overlords are here. I'm like, okay, let's get the mutas back over there. We've got some lurkers. We've got the ability to do all kinds of shit if we want it, but I'm just like Ravagers. We don't have the economy.
Tech right now.
Yeah. So he's gonna try to take this base.
All
right, like I'm like just behind. I'm just behind.
Now it's GG.
Yeah. Now I'm like I'm fucked. I'm fucked. He's got way more shit. 100 to 100, 130 to 100. I'm taking a really shit engagement. Look, he's got way more shit than I do. He's biling all my shit. I've got mutas. I've got a couple mutas picking at him, but it's not a lot. The only thing I'm going for is defender's advantage. So I'm like, all right, just fight him up the ramp. Just try to fight him up this ramp. So I'm spreading out. He's got lurkers down here. I'm picking off his lurkers with my mutas. I'm just trying to, like, micro my face off. Yeah, I did a lurker. There's a lurker over there.
Oh.
And I'm like, just hold. Please, Christ, just hold. I've got 2-2. He's got 2-1. I've got mutas. And we barely hold. We barely hold. We barely hold. We barely hold.
Those mutas are like tickling them.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're holding for so long.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, gets more and more.
Oh, good. Place down.
So now I'm finally starting to get his. He's like got a spine down here and everything, right?
Jesus.
But I'm starting to overpower.
This is it for him. He's
starting
not
to overpower.
Building a fort. He's
Yeah.
not building a fort.
So
He
56
knows
workers to 51 workers. I get that. Now I'm like, okay,
Nice.
okay, holy shit, where are we? Oversaturated our natural. We got workers just fucking sitting around in our main. Oversaturated on the third. This base
Not
has just
bad,
been killed so many times. So I'm like, oh Christ. So what we're doing is we're trying to like just recover. Like, all right, what do we have? What are our advantages? What are we doing? So we've got mutas kind of looking around for overlords. I'm trying to find where his overlords are and make sure that I don't get nidused anymore. Because if I can kill all of his overlords, he can't nidus me. So I see this, I'm like, all right, let's get this guy. And now we're just spending literally all of our gas into Mutas and Ravager. Mutas and Roaches. We're not getting lurkers. We're not getting any fancy units. I'm like, we just need to kill this dude. We've got 66 workers. We just need to, like, saturate all of our bases properly. So I'm starting to do that. Everyone's long distance mining. And he's coming back again.
You know that this is coming out, but you don't.
Yeah. I need to have spotting stuff. So he's got lurkers. He's got Ravagers. He's got Hydras. He's got +2/+1. I see this coming. I've got spines at my bases now, though, right?
Yeah.
So he can try to come in. My shit's way out of position again. I'm like, fuck. He's got all these lurkers over here, right?
Lurkers taken out.
So I'm just swinging in. I'm like, all right, Mutas, get all the lurkers. Mutas, get the lurkers. So luckily,
actually, you cleaned that up so nicely.
Luckily,
I don't know how
yeah.
you did that, but you just had a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
he had a lot of very expensive units that were random.
Exactly. So we have a very clear. I'm making Muta and Roach.
All your workers, though.
Muta and
Those
Roach.
lurkers should have killed all your workers.
They were attacking my army instead of my my
Um,
workers. So I've got this fully saturated base. I'm like, all right, let's go get one more.
Fast.
Yeah. Now we're like, we're just gonna stay at home, or we're gonna max out. We're getting +3. We're getting +1 air attacks, and we're just like, okay.
He's not even mining on his third or fourth yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
It's
still
like
building it.
it's
Yeah.
still building it. He's got one thing on it. He's got like a lurker or
If he
two.
had built that down earlier, then it would have been so much better for him.
Yeah. But I mean, I should have died numerous times. Like, if I was this guy too, I probably wouldn't have, like, made this base. I would have probably done what he was doing, going, no, he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sending Mutas across now. I'm like, we need to try to, like, supply block him, right? We need to try to make him spend his money on shit that he doesn't
know that
need.
you have double the supply he has right now?
No, I have no idea where we are in the game.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm thinking that...
curious if that's one of your key things. Like, I know it's hard. Like,
Yeah.
I think you probably are scouting like a GM player is.
No, I'm
But
not. Definitely not at
There's
that
something-
level.
I think I'm curious if what you would need to learn to scout better.
Yeah, I need to understand game sense, like, where I am, because...
You have a lot of game sense in terms of like what does what, and you know what to do once you know it, but you don't know what's happening. So
Yeah,
you
I'm a
don't know
reactive
what to
player
do.
rather than a proactive player.
Yeah.
So you're very
That's-
right. So I'm maxed out now.
I'm just trying to figure out what it is, because I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I'm trying to figure it out too.
I know you are, but I'm trying to figure out what to tell you to say. Hey, he doesn't have an army right now. Why are you fucking around?
Yeah, I'm trying to go now. I'm pushing across the map. I just have to be very careful because he has a nidus still is what I'm worried about. So I'm trying to get all of his
Oh, I know. Every
observers.
time you move out, you get.
So this is actually a really fun engagement here. So I'm like, okay, I see that he's got all these lurkers. I see that he's got all these lurkers. So I'm gonna go in with my Mutas and start picking off his lurkers.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, just wait. I've got my I'm gonna spread out, and I'm like, I think I just have enough. So yeah, I pull my roaches back. I come in and kill the Mutas, kill the Hydras, kill the Queen. I'm like, all right,
Nice
now
move with
start
your
getting these. Start getting these.
overloads.
Yeah,
Oversuit.
yeah, they're all just in this area so I can see.
Perfect.
And now we push in. He's moving his spine. Spore crawl is a little bit late.
Yeah, and they're just taking damage.
Yep, well played.
Well played. Oh, you got well played. Very
Yeah.
nicely.
So I mean, like, I should have lost this game 10 times over,
Right.
and I was celebrating at this point. Like, I can't believe I won. Can't believe I won this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, the very first Nidus here that came in and killed my lair just wrecked me. And then constantly I was just dying. But get some spines, get some more bases, get up to 75 workers. Roach Muta. It did its thing. So this is the replay of the month. It was a very interesting build. And yeah, I think you're right. I need to figure out how to scout, like, constantly. Like, just always be scouting.
The GM did is he put like a fast moving overlord like in the area you can't shoot above the base, and every few seconds he would just go in and drop like a marine in. And
Oh,
marine would
the
just run in
changeling, yeah.
and stand there, and he would just scout with that.
Yeah, the changelings are good. It just costs micro, which I'm not very good at. Changelings only 50
Right.
minerals. I mean, if I wanted to, how many changelings could I drop right now? Let me see how many changelings I could drop.
Right, because you can use changelings as scouts. And it doesn't cost you any, whatchamacallit?
And it doesn't cost me any, it just costs me energy.
Exactly.
So yeah, I could have just gone
So
here, here, here. I need to get this down faster, like clicking on the minimap and clicking over here.
I'm just curious if those changelings could have been used as scouts earlier on in the game.
Yes, 100% they can. They last for like 100 seconds as well, so they last for a long time.
Oh yeah. Even if you put Seer like by his main and by his natural, and then just like walk in, drop a changeling, put it near his mineral line, you would know what's going on. And then worst case, he kills it. He tells you what he's killed it with.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, like right here, having all this, like just the map vision I have right now.
And you know he has no army.
Like, look at this map vision, and this is these are changelings. These are literally free units.
Yep. Free economy.
Yeah, I'll start. I think this week I'm gonna start doing changeling scouts, and like just always have changelings out on the map. Get some overlord speed. I think that's a really good thing to do. I think you're right. Because 100 seconds. I mean, like.
Even if you're not scouting like those, like all the extra bases like that, scout what tech he has, scout his army, throw the changelings into his army, and be like, hey, his army is like 1/10 the size of mine. I can crush this right now.
Yeah, you're right. That's.
But instead you go, oh, I can't move across.
I don't know what he's doing. Yeah.
He's got my hands.
My hands tied up. Yep.
Tied up, and you're just thinking, okay, I can't move. Meanwhile, you're trying to build a macro and do everything all at once.
No, you're right.
For something that's not there, or preparing for something that is there, but it's not.
Yeah, you're totally right. I need to get this. I need to get this put together.
Because I think you're really good if you know what's going on.
If I know how to, if I know what's going on, then it's easy for me to react to.
I know it's in a lot of games when you're playing too with people. You'll be like, oh, he has nothing. He has nothing. And then the game ends, and he's like, oh, he had 5 bases. Fuck. I didn't know he had 5 bases.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fine. You're very good at like calculating what they could have, and you're right 8 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
But if you know, then you'll be right 10 out of 10 times, and then that brings 2 games higher than
You're right. You're 100% right.
2 extra games, even though it's 2 extra games for 10 games. It might just bring up your win percentage by like 0.5 over a year. You know what I mean?
No, it's totally right. You're totally right.
At least,
I'm trying to get the pattern of how long it takes for changelings to kind of come back. Like if I could put it in a macro cycle somewhere. I'm working on trying to clean up my macro cycle. Because that's one of the other big problems I have is like I'll inject or I'll creep spread like a fucking madman, but then I won't do other like weird shit. Like I won't, if I'm creep spreading, I like won't inject, or if like I inject, then I won't creep spread, or I have to like look at it, or if I'm doing that, then I just straight up don't spend my cash, and I'm like, ugh. So I don't know, it's a little bit funky. But yeah. Oh, jeez.
GG. Good
GG.
game.
Thank you for watching, guys, and yeah, thanks for casting with me.
Well.